In a small village nestled among the lush green hills of Africa, there lived a young woman named Ugochi. She was known for her quick wit and sharp tongue, but above all for her unwavering trust in her husband, Obi. One warm evening, as Ugochi was preparing dinner, she overheard Obi speaking on the phone in a hushed tone. Her curiosity piqued. She strained to listen, but could only catch fragments of the conversation. "Yes, tonight. Yes, I will be there. No, she won't suspect anything. Alright, see you then." Ugochi's heart raced and her mind spun with wide assumption. Who was Obi talking to? Why did he want to meet someone secretly tonight? Is he having an affair? Her thoughts spiraled out of control, fueled by fear and insecurity. Without a second thought, she confronted Obi as soon as he hung up the phone. "Who were you talking to, Obi?" Ugochi demanded, her voice trembling with anger. Obi looked, taken back by her sudden outburst. "It's nothing, just a friend," he replied calmly, but Ugochi's mind refused to accept his explanation. "Tell me the truth, Obi. I heard you making plans to meet someone tonight. Are you cheating on me?" she accused, tears welling up in her eyes. Obi's expression softened and he reached out to comfort her. "Ugochi, listen to me. I was talking to my old friend, Emeka. He's in town for a few days and we are planning to catch up tonight. There's nothing going on, I promise." But Ugochi's mind was clouded by doubt, and she couldn't shake the feelings of betrayal. Without another word, she stormed out of the house, leaving Obi alone with his thoughts. As the night wore on, Ugochi found herself wandering aimlessly through the streets of the village. Consumed by her own insecurity, she couldn't bear the thought of Obi's betraying her trust. But deep down, she knew she had jumped to conclusions too quickly. Meanwhile, back at home, Obi paced anxiously, his mind racing with worry. She has never seen Ugochi so upset before, and she couldn't shake the feeling that he had let her down somehow. Hours passed, and still, Ugochi did not return home. Obi's heart sank with each passing moment. Fearing the worst, he knew he had to find her and make things right, no matter what it took. Finally, as the first light of the dawn began, the break on the horizon, Obi spotted Ugochi sitting alone on a bench overlooking the village. Her shoulders were slumped and her eyes were red from crying. With a heavy heart, Obi approached her, his footsteps echoing in the quiet morning star. Ugochi looked up at him, her expression a mixture of sadness and relief. "I'm sorry, Obi," she whispered, her voice barely above a whisper. "I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions like that. I should have trusted you." Obi knelt down beside her, taking her hands in his. "It's okay, Ugochi. I understand why you were upset, but you have to trust me. I would never do anything to hurt you." Tears welled up in Ugochi's eye as she buried her face in Obi's chest. I do trust you, Obi. I'm just scared of losing you," she confessed, her voice choked with emotion. Obi held her close, his heart overflowing with love for his wife. "You will never lose me, Ugochi. We are in this together, no matter what." And as the sun rose higher in the sky, casting its warm glow over the village. Ugochi and Obi sat together, hand in hand, knowing that their love was stronger than any assumption or doubt that would ever came between them. Days turned into weeks. Ugochi and Obi worked tirelessly to rebuild the trust that had been shaken by Ugochi's unfounded assumption. They spent long hours talking, sharing their fears and insecurities, and reframing their love for each other. With each passing day, Ugochi's doubts began to fade, replaced by a newfound sense of security in her relationship with Obi. She realized that jumping to conclusion had only caused unnecessary pains in her life. She vowed to never let her fears get the best of her again. As for Obi, he made sure to be more transparent with Ugochi, keeping her informed about his plans and reassuring her of his commitment to their marriage. He understood that trust was fragile and needed to be nurtured and protected at all costs. Despite their rocky start, Ugochi and Obi emerged from the ordeal stronger and more united than ever before. They laughed together, cried together, and faced life challenges as a team, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. Just as they were beginning to settle back into their routine, a new challenge emerged, threatening to test their bond once again. One evening, as Ugochi returned home from the market, she found Obi sitting at the kitchen table. His facial expression sensed trouble. She approached him. "What is wrong, Obi? You look troubled," she asked, placing comforting hand on his shoulder. Obi looked up at her, his eyes filled with worry. "Ugochi, I have something important to tell you," he began, his voice grave. Ugochi's heart skipped a beat, her mind racing with fear. What could possibly be so important that Obi looked like he was about to deliver bad news? Taking a deep breath, Obi continued, "I received a job offer from a company in the city. It's a great opportunity, but it would mean we have to leave our village and start a new life elsewhere." Ugochi's mind reeled with shock. The thought of leaving behind everything she had ever known filled her with a sense of ease. She had grown up in the village, surrounded by friends and family, and the idea of uprooting her life was almost too much to bear. But what about our home, Obi, and our friends, and our families? She stammered, her voice trembling with uncertainty. Obi reached out and took her hand in his eyes brimming with sincerity. "I know it's a lot to take in, Ugochi, but this could be our chance for a better future. We could have a better life with more opportunities and experiences than we could ever imagine here in the village." Ugochi's heart ached at the thought of leaving everything behind. But deep down, she knew that Obi was right. This was their chance to build a brighter future for themselves and their children. And she couldn't let fear hold them back. With a heavy sigh, she nodded slowly, her eyes filled with determination. "Okay, Obi, let's do it. Let's take a leap of faith and see where this new adventure takes us." And as they sat together, hand in hand, Obi and Ugochi knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, as long as they had each other, they could face them together. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, Ugochi and Obi began to make preparation for their move to the city. They sorted through their belongings, deciding what to take with them and what to leave behind. Each item held memories of their life in the village, but they knew that it was time to start afresh. As the days passed, the village buzzed with news of their impending departure. Friends and neighbors came by to offer their well wishes and support, reminding Ugochi and Obi that they would always have a place in their heart. Despite the bitter-sweet farewells, Ugochi and Obi remained focused on their future, determined to make the most of this new opportunity. Finally, the day of their departure arrived, with tearful goodbyes and promises to stay in touch. Ugochi and Obi bade farewell to their beloved village, setting off on the journey to their new home. As they traveled along the winged road towards the city, Ugochi couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness at leaving behind the familiar sight and sound of the village. But as she looked ahead to the unknown adventure that lay ahead, her heart swelled with hope and excitement for the future. Upon reaching the city, Ugochi and Obi were greeted by sound unlike anything they had ever experienced before. Tall buildings loomed overhead, bustling streets teemed with people from all walks of life, and the air hummed with the energy of possibility. It was a stark contrast to the quiet simplicity of the village. But Ugochi and Obi embraced the change with open arms, eager to immerse themselves in the new surroundings. With the help of Obi's new colleagues at his job, they found a cozy apartment in a vibrant neighborhood filled with shops, restaurants, and parks. It wasn't long before they began to settle into their new routine, exploring their new surroundings, and forging new friendships along the way. As they navigate the challenges of the city life together, Ugochi and Obi grew even closer, leaning on each other for support and encouragement. They faced setbacks and obstacles with resilience and determination, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. And as they watched the sunset over the city skyline, casting a golden glow over the bustling street below, Ugochi and Obi knew that they had made the right decision. Their journey was just beginning, filled with endless possibilities and adventures yet to come. As weeks turned into months, Ugochi and Obi settled into their new life in the city. They adapted to the fast-paced rhythm of urban living, embracing the opportunities and challenges that came their way. Obi excelled in his new job, earning the respect of his colleagues and the admiration of his supervisors. His hard work and dedication paid off, and soon he was promoted to a higher position with the company. Ugochi too found her place in the city, immersing herself in her passion for cooking. Before long, words of her delicious meal spread, and she found herself hosting dinner parties for friends and neighbors, sharing her love for food and hospitality with others. Despite their success, Ugochi and Obi never forget their roots in the village. They remained connected to their families and friends, visiting them whenever they could and sharing stories of their adventures in the city. The story of Ugochi and Obi teaches us the dangers of assumption and the importance of trust, communication and understanding in relationship. It reminds us that jumping to conclusions can lead to unnecessary pain and turmoil, but by approaching situations with an open mind and a willingness to lis ten, we can overcome even the greatest challenges. And most importantly, it underscores the values of following our hearts and finding our place in the world, whatever that may be. Thanks for watching my story. I hope you enjoyed it. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Please like, share and comment. Bye.